Hey everybody, welcome to Chris Anderson Comics. I'm Chris Anderson. I am here with Raymar Brunson. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Um, I'm excited to talk about this book. I think that you have something pretty friggin' special here. Ghost Man,
Yep.
out now at from Cosmic through Cosmic Lion Productions. So you can go to their site and get a hold of it. Um, it seems like a no-brainer, like how this character wasn't already created, right? Like
Yeah.
before. I mean, you gotta handle them correctly, because like if I went and made a book about a guy with a white sheet over his head, it probably wouldn't be taken very well. But
Yeah.
um but he's a ghost. He doesn't have a
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah.
uh, but
Before I
like
got
the thing is like he's so like your rendering of him is so instantly iconic.
Thanks, man.
It's like a symbol. He's already like a symbol. It's so simple. It's brilliant. And so I just wanted to say that to you, because man,
Thank you.
you should be super proud of that, dude. It's like that's like lightning in a bottle to
I
get
mean,
something that.
before
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, 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 yeah.
before I made the book, I did a lot of Google. I'm like, let me make sure this doesn't exist already in like some shape or form, and surprisingly, it doesn't.
That's
And anyway,
crazy. That's crazy. But
yeah.
hey, good, good eye, man. um, so so I just looked at the first appearance of Batman Detective Comics 27 or whatever it was. I can't remember what number it was.
Hmm.
And it's like they just released like a facsimile edition, and it actually looks really great. The paper like looks old and yellowed, and it's the entire issue, and it's a
Hmm.
big fat issue. And Batman's on the cover. Obviously, you look at it and you say, "Oh my, well, that's the first appearance of Batman. What a big thing!" But then you go and you read the story, and it's only like a few pages, and then the rest of it's all
Yeah.
this other stuff. And it reminded me kind of a little bit of this, because the story in this is it's really short,
Yeah.
to start out with, to dip your toe in, but it's all that you need to get you going for the next issue.
Yeah.
And I kind of loved that, because probably because I had just looked at that book and was like, oh, that's really kind of cool that like the rest is history. With that Batman comic, it was some pages, and then they were like, let's go, and like 80 years later, here we are.
Yeah.
And the story is short, sweet, and to the point in here,
Hmm.
and I love it. um and then this super graphic opening page, like graphic as in like graphic design, not like obviously
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people are looking at it, they can see. um
It'll get graphic for sure.
yeah, it will get graphic. And it's cool. So it opens up with this girl who's like been kidnapped or whatever, right? She's on
Hmm.
a poster,
Yeah.
and then you just see the top of this head here, and
Yeah.
then there's her picture, and here she is now, and she's all beat up, and you got this giant fist, and then here you go.
Yeah.
This I can tell who you've been looking at when I look at that.
Yeah.
But the cool
Yeah.
thing is like you borrow things that you like from that and other artists, and then like everything else is your own, and then it evolves and turns into your own thing. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
Man.
So yeah, you got this guy. Like, his design is so funny. It's like I don't know if he's like a 90s villain or something.
Yeah, very
He's got
like
like,
just goofy. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, like
I
that
don't know.
yeah, that outfit, and like he's got like blue blockers on, or like you ever see those like things that like those like glasses that went over old people's
Yep.
regular glasses?
Yeah,
That's what those remind me of.
man. It's so funny looking back at this now because I mean, it's been a year now at this point since I've drawn it. Just how much has changed. Like I wouldn't go back and change anything about this, but it's just funny, how like I've evolved since, so it's cool
Yeah,
to
you
look.
learn a lot in the beginning real quick.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to go back and look at my first stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah. So then, like, here he is standing on this bar
Mhm.
sign, and twinkle twinkle, this like gun with a silencer appears in his hand.
Yeah.
And then you got these guys, and I love the choice to just like not only make the background stark white,
Mhm.
but then to pull a frame in onto this guy's head as he's getting his brains blown out.
Yeah.
That's an
Thank you.
interesting choice. What was your thought process and when you were doing that?
Um, I think uh Kevin Catlin, who we know.
Yeah.
I know I was having a conversation with him and he was just talking to me about like design and just making things look interesting. So it definitely came from that. I was just like, oh, how do I make this stand out more? How do I make this like a interesting little moment? It's like, oh, let me just emphasize that, this dude getting shot in the head a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took all the frivolous stuff away, so it's just the two of them at this moment, and then you even like pulled it in with the framing on that. I think
Yeah.
that was really effective.
Thanks, man.
And then you pull in on this guy's reaction, and then you got this moment here where he's just like materializing, and did you use like white media and
Hmm.
like a toothbrush or
Yeah.
something here?
Yeah. Toothbrush. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to do it way more often, and I have like a credit card that I will like, or like just a plastic card that I'll flick it off of so I don't get it all over my hands and stuff. But I hate getting messy.
Yeah, man.
It happens anyway.
Yeah. I
But I
try
don't
not to.
need to help it along.
I got this like this towel right here that I like. It's so dirty. I just constantly
Oh
like wipe
yeah,
it off like when I'm working. Yeah,
there's mine.
oh yeah.
um, and then so you got the inside of this place, and you got the glass shattering here, and I love how it shatters like across the other panels too.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
still
know,
do. But that's cool.
and then here he is, like what? And the thing is I think you make it. My guess is that you make it look easy. But if anybody else were to try to draw him, they wouldn't get it right. It's like it's like Hellboy. It's like,
Yeah.
Mignola makes it look easy. If anybody else tries to draw Hellboy, it just doesn't look like Hellboy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, when we get to the pinup gallery, I mean, I think there's people that definitely draw 'em better than I do. So
I mean, maybe technically, but I don't know about if they draw him better because
yeah.
it's yours. This is you. It's you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, he comes in here guns a blazing. Um, I like your choice of when doing this black and white of picking
Mhm.
like three tones and sticking with it.
Yeah.
Um, I had a problem with that when I first started out. When I did chaotic neutral, actually,
Mm.
I had the choice of a billion different screen tones to use, and I used them. I used all billion of them. And then I was talking with some like professional colorists and stuff, and they were like, "No, man, no, 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 you can't do that. You gotta rein it in, or it's gonna look crazy. You gotta pick like 3, 4."
Yeah.
And then I think nowadays I just use two, and in fact I don't even use dot screen tones anymore. I only use like textured ones because I'm so afraid that they're going to do that moire effect in the printing
Yeah.
process.
It's funny because with this, I think I used I think it was red, yellow, and blue, and then I just put like a gray overlay on top and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, that helped me out a lot actually. Instead of like you know choosing through grays, it was like, oh, let me just choose these and just make it gray.
Yeah, yeah. Um, this is cool panel too. where he's, you know, he's blasting away here. You got this like texture behind him, you
Mm,
know, and then you open it all the way up here
yeah.
to these things just flying out, you know, and you follow it down and him getting, you
Yeah.
know, turning into Swiss cheese. And I love this panel of him running too. You know, he's like, he's a ghost.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if this was by design, but not having the line on the bottom of
Hmm.
the foot almost makes you feel like it's silent footfalls because there's no line. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. It's
Um,
I think if I'm not mistaken, uh I was looking at Spider-Man 2099, the
mhm.
one that Justin Mason did. And there's a
Oh,
panel
okay.
of that, and like, yeah, that's how that helped me out with that. Yeah, I think it's like Moon Knight or something. It's like running. I was like, oh, I gotta use that. That's great.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And look, and just I love the eyes here too. It's just do you just kind of take the brush and go bloop, or do you like
um,
have a shape in mind?
no, I'll like do the outline first and then fill it in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it looks so good, man. Yeah, and these silhouette panels, and I love like how the electricity is kind of like going flowing through them too, you know, or the energy,
yeah.
and then just him going through the
The wall.
wall. So awesome.
Thanks, man.
So you never really explain why they have her, right? It just is. You just it's up to the reader to just
Yeah,
fill it in. It just is. This is what's happening. We're dropped in. We
yeah,
don't need to know. We don't need a backstory. You know, you're smart. You're the reader. You figure it out, right? I
yeah,
like that. I like when they don't need feel people don't feel the need to explain every little thing, you
yeah.
know?
And I mean also like um, and not that it's really told from the perspective of everybody besides Ghost Man, but you are kind of like in their shoes where like this shit is just happening. It's like what the fuck?
Yeah. 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 I love this panel of him running. It's so goofy and stretched out and it works. You know,
Yeah,
it's got this life to it, you know?
yeah. Honestly, I mean, every every comic that I made and probably will make, I don't know, man. A lot of my ideas I just do because I'm like, oh, you know what? That'd be funny. Let me just
Yeah.
do that.
Well, I mean, it gives it this little extra something, you know?
Yeah,
And then, oh, look, there is an eye behind it, you know?
yeah,
And when he rips the arm off here, like the whole flow is just great. Look at that.
yeah,
Yeah, you nailed it, man. I mean, for just deciding a couple years ago that you're gonna start making comics. 2 years ago, is that what you said?
yeah. Well, it'll be. I think in January it'll be 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah, wow. That's impressive, man. You got a lot of these just like, you know, moments happening here,
yeah,
like silent moments. And then yeah, I love this. So, you know, what happens to him now is in your hands. So that's his bit, right? He'll
yeah,
go and he'll rescue these people and then like give them the choice of what to do by, you know, giving
yeah.
them the weapon. And then like he's like right up against the wall here.
Man, it's so funny. Like, certain stuff where I was just, I mean, not even really anything specific with these pages, but I was just, just kind of just doing whatever and looking
Hmm.
back, like, oh yeah, that works. Like, I should probably do that again. You know?
Yeah, put it in your toolbox, you know,
Yeah,
use it for later.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then here we go. Taking him out.
Yeah, I remember posting that somewhere. Maybe it was on Facebook or something, and uh, somebody was just like, "What?" I think I posted it with like no context, and somebody was just like, "What the fuck is this? What's going on?" And I think I think you didn't even see the gun. I think it was just that last panel I posted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, well, then they'd be definitely clutching their pearls with some of the stuff that I've done. Yeah, I mean, again, like every time he shows up, I'm just like, can't wait to see what's gonna happen because he's just such a great design, man. So simple, you know. It's like Tothian in its simplicity, you know, like Space Ghost, but even simpler.
Yeah.
And then at the end here, we've got this like shot of this guy with no nose and just these white eyes that are fantastic. He got a little bit of his teeth there, you know. He's like,
Yeah.
and he's like an exorcist,
Hmm. Yeah.
right?
He'll be in the next one, which I'm currently working on. I think I got 11 pages left, and that'll be done.
Nice. How many pages will the story be?
Yeah, but well, so the next one, um, it's from like this character. He's like obviously a priest, and like you said, an exorcist. And uh, at first, I wanted to make the story from his perspective because I didn't want to do the same thing again, where Ghost Man just kind of runs
Sure.
in and kills
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Um, but then I was trying to write it from his perspective, and I'm like, nah. So then I changed it to the story. You're basically getting the perspective of one of his like henchmen.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so you get his perspective on Ghost Man and this like uh insane kind of priest character. Like you'll see, it's really fun.
I like that idea. I like the idea of like taking it and putting it through the perspective of like a side character.
Yeah,
Um, Man, you got a great bunch of people here. You got Morgan Herron, you got Erwin Papa, you got Victor Alpi, you've got Siraji, you got Kevin Catalan. Man, you got some really really
yeah,
good people in here.
yeah. All people who I'm happy to call friends, and uh,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, most of them just kind of offered up to just draw them. Like I didn't even ask, so that was really cool.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at those.
that was fun. Yeah.
That one's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Nice. Their
Yeah,
own interpretation. I like seeing the other people's interpretations of it. This one's kind of neat.
yeah, Siraji. Yeah, I love that one. I love them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But I'm telling you, man, that's great too. And obviously Kevin. But none of them got it as good as you. Sorry. Nobody did as good as you. It's so you have to go for like as simple as possible. You know, and that's like a compliment because
Yeah, yeah,
simple
yeah,
is hard,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. But
Man.
yeah, it's so fun to see other people draw, man. It's a really like it really makes it worthwhile.
Oh, totally. And this is the first drawing you ever did of him?
Yeah. Well, it's like it was the first one when I was getting started on this.
Oh, I see.
I have older drawings from like years ago.
Oh, right
Uh,
on. And then tell
yeah,
me about this. So there is a second story in here, but it isn't necessarily. It's not connected to Ghostman, right? It's just sort of
nah,
like a
nah.
backup story, right?
Yeah. So the whole reason I made this is because I had got the main Ghost Man story done, and I was kind of sitting on it for like months, and I kept looking back at it and getting kind of, I don't know, insecure, I guess, because uh, from that time that I had gotten it done to when I started this, my art had progressed a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, oh man, I gotta throw something in here to show people like where I'm at now. So let me just come up with a little story and just add it in. This is like a bonus thing. So that's where this came from. And I was like playing a bunch of Dark Souls like games and fantasy stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, came up with this.
It's a really cool one. It is. So was this how long after you did Ghostman did you draw this one? Because I feel like there's a jump in your style here.
Yeah, it was about, looking back, I think it was about 3 or 4 months later.
That's
Some
it, huh?
Yeah,
Wow, because there's a lot more backgrounds, first of all, you know,
yeah,
and the handling of some of the like the faces and stuff. I feel like it evolved since the Ghostman stuff, and in just a couple months, it's
yeah,
wild.
yeah, definitely.
So you got this character, and this is called the Shell, and you got this like princey looking like dude, who's obviously a little shit, you know,
Yeah,
and does some sort of you know magic to bring this skull back to, or this corpse to life, and
yeah.
it's a fighter. This mask, what is this designed from?
Yeah,
It
that's from doing.
feels familiar.
Yeah, do a power bomb. Yeah,
Oh,
like I
it
said.
is. There we
Yeah,
go. Okay, so it's an homage.
yeah, yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
Got it. I was like, I know this. I know this from something. I thought it was like maybe like an actual like antique mask or something.
yeah. Because
Um,
I
should have
like.
lied and tell me that's from a museum.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I think I had just gotten the maybe I just gotten the black and white version around this time. I must have. Um, and yeah, I was just like, oh, I love this face so much. I gotta like, pay homage to this because it's just so
Yeah,
good. You know.
yeah, it's cool. Um, I like that you paid homage to another cartoonist in the work
Yeah,
too. I think that's a really big compliment. Um, and yeah, so like you got these great shots. So he's sends him on this quest to take care of something, and he's
hmm,
trying to has to walk through this territory of these guys called the Crusaders,
yeah,
and he just like
yeah. Immediately, it just done.
whaps him in half. Um, he keeps traveling on. He's got this. He eats from this apple here,
Yeah,
and it kind of runs into this
yeah. Just
like
like
guy who's just like
just yeah,
other corpse that's just chilling.
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah. I was,
face is great.
thanks, man. Yeah, I was just kind of doing whatever, like just having fun. Because before Ghostman, I was working on this other thing, this like zombie comic that I just really didn't enjoy working on.
Yeah,
It just didn't really
that's
come
the
out
worst.
too, and I just took it way too seriously, just being like overly ambitious and not knowing what I was doing. Um,
Hmm.
so I went from that. I was like, man, I just got to do something that just have fun, and that's where Ghostman came from in this, and yeah, just really trying to just enjoy myself and just let loose and do stuff that I thought was funny and interesting. You know.
See, that's the thing is like when you're working on something that you actually are enjoying, it comes through. And when you're working on something that you're absolutely hating, it comes through, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been on both ends of that, but so yeah, he runs into this corpse guy, which is I love the design of him, and he just like boom turns into this giant like
It's funny,
long waving crab man.
man. So I drew this and got the book done, and then submitted this to Cosmic Lion. And right after I sent it, I immediately thought about this page. I'm like, oh shit! Like, like, is he gonna look at this? Is he like gonna look at this page and be like, what the fuck?
Whatever, parts is parts,
Yeah,
it's like uh, that always like drives me crazy, like that we can everybody's cool with somebody showing someone's head getting blown off, but you show genitals and oh my god, no. Like what? That's so backwards.
yeah,
I mean, I'm fine with all of it, but it's that shocks anybody if they've obviously never looked at themselves in a mirror when they were changing. It's
yeah,
like, come on. Yeah, and I love he just like gets him right in the eyeball here. This is great.
yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, and then walks through this like door.
Hmm.
She's like over the top of it. It's so good.
Thanks, man.
And then yeah, all to get sent you for the bear. So it's all to get a teddy bear.
Yeah.
And then it's this like this hanging man is kind of guarding it.
Yeah, and this will be this story will be finished not in the next Ghost Man, but in the I have plans for a third one, and that's what this will get wrapped up. And I'm gonna have another artist. I won't say who, but another artist is gonna wrap up this story. It's gonna be really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love the idea of having like backups that are not connected to the main story. You know, it's cool to show. That's awesome. What a great book, man. What a great book. And then let's take a look at this real quick because you so this is the new Frankie Boy Monster by Morgan Herron, who like he was on the show. Anybody who wants to check out Frankie Boy #1, Frankie Boy Monster, not Frankie Boy. Get it right. Should go back and check it out, but this is the latest issue, hot off the presses. And you did a backup story in here that that Morgan wrote and you drew.
Yep.
So you can, you know, this is Morgan's, you know, style. He's got this like kind of like angular style with like a texture, like a also angular texture that goes in between things. And then you know, it's very, like I said, it's very angular. And then you get to yours and it's more like rounded, you know, and you colored it so it's got some texture to the coloring as opposed to like the mostly line art, which is awesome. And again, like when did you draw this one?
I did this back in June, I think.
June. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you're just like going boom, 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 boom. Like you can see just in months, you can see how you're growing and changing, and you know, like finding your voice. Man, I've been doing this for a long time, and I still haven't found mine. You know, really, like I people say that they can look at my stuff and tell it's me all the time, and sometimes I just can't. You know, I can't tell. Like I wouldn't be able to tell it was a me, but this is you're finding it, and it's brilliant, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're landing this line work and stuff. What do you use for your when you're inking?
I just use mostly brush pens, zebra brush pens.
Yeah.
And microns here and there for like details, like eyes and, you know, mostly face stuff.
Yeah.
But mostly brush pens.
Yeah, this silhouette of it, the back of him just sort of like contemplating, and how you even have it like on an angle there, you know.
Yeah,
it's just really smart, really great work.
Thank you.
So you know, if you needed, if you didn't, you shouldn't have had a reason to go pick up this book anyway, but you know, Raymar's got a backup, so now you have to get it, folks. So Ghostman is available right now at cosmiclionproductions.com, but man, where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, my Instagram, Arthur Brunson, and my Twitter, I am Brunson. And if anybody cares, I got a letterbox account, also Arthur Brunson, you know.
No, that's cool, man. I'd like to check that out.
Yeah.
And then you also have don't you also have a YouTube channel, right, where you're going to be
yeah,
streaming stuff, right? Yeah.
Brunson, hopefully it'll pop up.
Cool. Well, I'll put it in the notes too. So
okay, yeah, cool.
Make sure that everybody can find it and get there and subscribe and like and all that stuff. And don't forget to do it to this channel too. Darn it.
Yeah.
But man, thank you so much. It's been a long time coming to get you on this channel. I know. Thank you for being patient with me, and I was really looking forward to talking to you about this stuff because the second that I saw this, I went, this dude's a genius. I can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah, thanks.
So thank you so much for showing off your stuff and talking to me, and I hope people go out and buy like 8 copies of this.
Yeah, I hope so.
All
Thanks,
right,
man.
man. We'll talk to you
Join my
later.
Yeah,
Patreon
see you.
to see my work
All right,
before
bye.
anyone else. Plus, score physical sketchbooks, mini comics, and commissions delivered right to your door. And reading my new books, Something Seems Off and Three-Headed Pigman, as they are made. Go to my website to order original art, commissions, and my books, Lost Angels, Spectral: A Showcase of Fear, Chaotic Neutral, and more. Gray Matter Drip, The Art of Chris Anderson, is available now from Cosmic Lion Productions. Here are the upcoming conventions I'll be at the time of this recording. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. It helps spread the word. Thanks.